ya mamu nyina kwaba edeba Rockstar TVGH so midin de musomfo akona bakwabna osu afiye boama ni de share ofeni abankro na na majebre na mede nsema hodo amensa aka na no pay so ebe so musompa. Don't forget to subscribe to Rockstar TVGH na latest news no ni nyina no ye de abremo na quickly yenko na yemfa nsema yensa aka na no pay enso emesomo na obeka ya nyamepa aka emsebe na nsa na enenan na yede ye MPP delegates and I say flag bearership race no eso timi ahyehye so na both parties no obia enso lodging the campaign enso kasa hold from the camp of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and from the camp of Kennedy Okonkwo Japan and the other year 3 no eka ho no obia enso eguso a wono so ye ne campaign kama pa ne no na ensem a eboboba echire mu se enkofo bi ninam echire keka se Dr. Mahmoud Baumia na oto abama no the extension of Akufo-Addo governance na eno ensem bi a omoka etagu Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ho for and I say good ho fin. Don't forget last year ebra na ye pe obi ama na kogine mama MPP amanyoko no these are the same issues na e go round eno ambwa ama Dr. Mahmoud Baumia winning the election for NPP no ntimi and succeeding. This time they have started the same thing and also course so ewo dwumadie no so na eno na yewra kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah enso etimi agebre na wone omanhene dubu achitena ase enso ewo ne dwumadie so no wono so etimi atena ase a break it down ensem a wo matete no watimi etimi akirikire mu na wakakire Ghana fo nyina ase nya no kore se woto aba ema Dr. Mahmoud Baumia extension of Akufo-Addo government and as a governance and so ewo na wo wie no na wodi kire mu se wo pe a feasible candidate and a candidate wo betimi ato aba ma no na obenya ni mu awehye mu se wo betimi age oman Ghana esi ho a Dr. Mahmoud Baumia eno ene nsema yewra kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah ene edeka edutudwa na ehun dodo na no yebekọ ne akwakotie ensem no yeba de aka nyina no yede adwenkyere enso ebeba na yese se comment section ho no na wo de comment no aba na wo so atimi akere wadwen enya atemdidie kakra bia wonim no na wo so atimi akere wadwen yenko tie yewra kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah yeba de aka nyina yede beto aso.
But internally, he needs to cross a certain line.
Absolutely.
And raising on the streets amongst delegates, a lot of issues they raise. One, they question the loyalty and sacrifices for the party MPP. That's number one. Number two, only say owing itself away from Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, because a vote for Dr. Baumia is an extension of Akufo-Addo's governance and as a mandate. And then they raised the issue of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Nyamia Demofretifi Mantem and Wabidio Minuso Oko. There should be a representation of another person from a different region. Until Aden Yesako, same place to go and pick up a leader for the country from there. And then the fourth one, the issue about the performance in the acclaimed Zongo communities or areas. And what would be the response at this point to all this?
I mean, dealing with the first one about performance, and also the last one about performance in the Zongo areas. In fact, I'm saying miracles abwaje. I say studio and I said the other studio, or the data in our babonting to show, say in these areas for the first time, your performance in terms of percentages are riser than your previous elections, and we are very confident. Say this is a candidate who does well in those areas and will continue to do well in those areas. Ibimuna first almost share that say onya zero honina ne ade ba say as data and start about na nya no kre. Then is the data and about. I won't even worry too much about him. I mean dealing with the other three. First, questioning his loyalty and sacrifice to the MPP.
Badabing.
Okay. Make Oppong Nkrumah metie. Active partisan politics for the MPP. Me started in 2015. Active partisan politics. Frontline. Me started in 2015. Before then, I'm a patron. Me too am sikaki to be but frontline me started in 2015. Me third term muna me parliament. Mimpo. Me say me so MPP. Kofu Bibria Kase, none of them has served the NPP at a level as high as what Dr. Bawumia has done, and for as long as he has done. Dr. Bawumia frontline politics, frontline in Nkrumah, 16 years. 16 years. No be a wasum party 16 years. So we are delegates now trauma we were catch us obada benya. One kasa delegate no chine bi oba. Or some 20 years cry we be catch us party no kan bi. This uncommon no ye mungu. Because 16 years. Kwabra minimum how long you've worked here at Multimedia?
13.
Any day more. Kwabra wumpo ubeka se wo bona fidis or Multimedia intact. Cause was some 13. Me some 10 years per Multimedia has say. And so me kasa de bia me den sasi me bose me a product of Multimedia me fear na mabe. Me do anope me nuanom ni ade a was hey Charlie Kojo how I'm from me honorable Kojo how then because me fear na mabe. Na say yen ya 10 years wa 13 years yempo yesi e bona fidis ye intact obi a wasum 16 years in front line. Inti sa nkomo say ni loyalty ni sacrifice questionable questionable because for 16 years at the forefront, Papa Jane Juma to ho. When him say Bank of Ghana, governor no, or no chairman of the board. When him say Bank of Ghana or budget, ubi anhim. When him say, you about me, I know a deputy governor. Ne path to governor, ne just easy. Obedi governor says here. Anka baby, okwa kota. Ubi a crown subject. Oh, did it be anyhow? He gave it all up. Ebe sumye. Yeri okunye Juma wo Zimbabwe. Nanado friend the second time sombra he left that job assigned by Besumye. Right abra ye ko Supreme Court ye mpanimfo bebre a omo ka say you about me loyalty and sacrifice ye questionable no. Ye hia emema akogina court ni mu a ye twom te sesere ne abasa no. Obi antumi anko you about Nanado nankasa no ye candidate. Jake Utanka obechi bilamte nyankopon fa ne currency no ye chairman 3 petitioners no. Omienu nyina omamfro box no. Ye about me ya na de ne kra any new nyam nyina kojina box no ko okodin we ya ne ya a lot of amendments to Ghana's electoral processes because of Ejumo here. Nti so bi twa no be ka say ne loyalty and the sacrifice are questionable. Sani pa kon mesre ne say sa asem no omongu we a delegate as asem no menti because wo di agro china obasom 10 years kra be ka che ne say oye alien oye slave oye hoho oye akwa San komono enye nkomo e wose yesoso ye mungu. Second, say a vote for Nanado is an extension a vote for
Dr. Bawumia
is an extension of Nanado enye no kureba ko. And I'll give you a few examples. Make I say year call 2000 election even MPP4 your campaign bako na ye na yesuru se bebem yes to abama tamilsa what to abama JJ Rollins okay at Tamils and we need 2000 election, but we need 2008. Can anybody tell me, say, from 2009, Tamils, Bedu 2012, Nyankopon Freno, he was an extension of Jerry Rawlings.
If I say, the attitude and the
Bebre, to the extent, say, Jerry Rawlings to me criticize Tamils openly, obviously because he was not an extension of Jerry Rawlings. Ukurana dream. Because Akufunani yedi so unsem na usaya.
The 2 minimum.
Hey, then okay. Yera Nanado. Tama or campaign 2008. One of the campaigns NDC for year and it's a vote for Akufo-Addo. It's an extension of John Ajekum Kufuor. But you want to be to me and catch them say Nanado be di Ghana mampeni mfian watwe no. Na President Kufuor na dictate amaye. It's never true. Now, medical catcher said, I'm a vice chairman of manifesto committee. No? There was not a single day I hear chitre ideas, ye call round Asia teachers unions near there, you tenancy for months. Yes, sifted through. You last 1 week, I near share hotel, ye go through line by line. Idea way, you bet to me, now we need boy, you bet to me for is it feasible? Is it ambitious enough? There was not a single day, Nana Akufo-Addo never dictated the ideas for governance. Time ye kaze. You pay a cut 3% of GDP or budget near the private sector. Not private sector to me creating man. Nanado was not part of it. You know, the manifesto no call National Council, Nanado Obi. The whole National Council looked at it and approved the manifesto. But there's no way a Bawumia presidency will be an extension of an Akufo-Addo presidency. No way. It has not happened in our history with any president, and it will not happen with Ira Bawumia. Of course, Obia or Ekuoni Muno. Ekuoni general philosophy says private sector in a leading growth, equity jobs. I will see it to me achieve long-lasting macro stability through real methods and artificial method. Those ideas, underline your governance. Yami adumwa ye pese ye desum. But enye no krese nana do dan Akufo-Addo ne ba be dictator. Nana do wasom ni de wi. Sisi Ira Bawumia nyame ye na dum no so akofuna ni mu no soya. Tumi no ni na wo no. Na mo be hu adwuma obey. My last point say etifi mantem. Kaba say ye kwa kobo ball ni ehwe players a. Ye ntena ho nka say ye pe players if Kumasi ana players if Nkrumah ana players if ase. Ye select your best.
The obono homodin.
Yeah, they are obono homodin.
It doesn't matter whether
really? Yes, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. What happens? And say Mreno Sona say about Ben say pr say party for you now mo best candidates Emra MPP for be num and Edo Mwaba Bejina. They are here selected the best candidate among them. Nipa ye de kujina akonoa. One, your chances of winning the highest. Two, ye de Ghana nyina to me mana nisu ene ne ban obetumi aso tumi nimu tumi te se nkosua o uso mo na yirim bebria e pai wo nsem wanso mu yi a efiri na to na pai Ghana tumi no nipa num ye ejina hwana ne su ne ban ye de sa tumi ne to ne nsem o obetumi aso mu se nkosua e de atwa sa mfie 9 na ye de ahye ne nsa no nti respectfully me minim say ye delegates ayeto aba no Womu hwe nipa num ni nyina mu decide this character question. In fact, okay, constitutional. One of the first things was a person with good character. And it is one of the things, so being kanjrewa, it is one of the most important things your delegates no more yourself. Why na ni sune ne ban? Me to me, agye di say the Ghana hye ne nsem a obi so Ghana ne mu te se nkosua. And dodo na me wa hye say dodo na adwen any Ira Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay, so the issues of region.
Okay, so maybe mona mamoso mote because those are the issues and yensu yefa ne eputu street at home.
And we respond to those issues.
So for instance, his appeal to the Ghanaian voter beyond the barrier of the internal elections where they said we see dim trade here and now they are appealing to Ghana for and cheddar engineering tumsa na academia and kwan a lot of factors but in terms of appeal no and that's another major one. And then they look at performance in terms of the election results. No, I can say, now election results we there. I know what should do. And then number 3, Omazaka say, my campaign is based on sympathy and a certain non-existence convention. Be say, oh, say we there ubi abano kokrano ankwa. Ne asa manaba na asa we there say ubi. So these issues are not winnable messages for the New Patriotic Party by extension Ghana.
But we deal with sympathy. Maybe any sympathy has nothing to do with sympathy. It's about the niswadin the character, the track record. Senior or conducting who and nona ema nipano dodo come to this view. Na bimuna omo pese sebi omo undermining a campaign until we momuni bibia omo nyina sympathy. To me Kensi Sudia said that is not what it is about. Now, this issue of appeal. 2016 Nami Nkrumah say yo. Ira Bawumia has always been a very appealing character. Medical can a character and kasa generally wasem. But on one case, I say you're conducting a whole in politics. A nipa be brief. Never be show the entire the performance in the last election. Now you're 41.7%. But I'm saying say you're conducting a whole. A young kofo be brief. Ghana for one say you choose leader. Yepe ubia or represent Ghana for subai. And it is warrior. Abribia yempe keke kaka hi. Fiti abra Ira Rollins di 2 bet na yeso. A ono ade election winning 2 times obi ane na anyi gidigidi. A o free so. Year 2008 means room can cover be me time na fi na master tia adwuma wo multimedia affair say who be phone lines are cover back catch so na do dey ani so ehyedodo 2008 no mo pe obi a oye calm enti wo beka ya ndisi for crowd the branding wo so candidate your friend say asomdwe hini refi. That's the character that Ghanaians went for. In fact 2000 nankasa Akufo, the key attribute I talk about him say, oh yeah, the gentle giant. Because we share even though Anna Mills was at time, we share NDC character. At time no Yura Rollins muni ade gidigidi ni ade opiaso we a gentle giant. Mbambe yese Obabi taking revenge on the previous government ni ade Ghana bitumi akonenim ni ade. Ghanaians gave it to him. Year about 2008 na me catch us say who be phone lines or Joy FM say me that time na me wa me so make am. O me catch us na na do nani so ehye ye pe obi a nani wo form. Nti ye pe calm character. Ira me so emeze me pass some joy. Ghana for them oh asom joy hini ye de man no. Fofi Antwata Dani Bonkum so. De Mayura Mahama. Oh, say by 2016 na Miami boss na nado. Say ubisa na samo so the battle is the Lord's. The battle is the Lord's. Or Kasapwa or Bo Mahama din cross so Yura Mahama. You know yesreno so unto me nya Ghana for who say papa yemfemano nti yede mano. Na me catch her say Yura Baumia has always been an appealing character because ni sunu by just last week. Me nua pani ba ko Canada Japan. Obi ko catch her ni say Yura Baumia ko ka bibia fa a friend is saying Eduboy, which was not true. Because Yura Baumia wa ni speech na o mano be 45 minutes to be do 1 hour. Ye speech over and over again. There's nowhere in the speech where he talks about Eduboy. He wouldn't to me never can be before Eduboy, but we could catch her Ken. And Yura Ken by Kasao Kafa Yura Baum atem didie nyina wo. Atem didie openly. Metumi catch her plane. Yura Baum ya otie nsem ne ade nyina I say here. We have to keep focus. So our last 2 weeks we say a lot of distractions beba. Debi wa ku yi ano a e de yini beba party no kra more. Let's keep focus. Young campaigning on the ground. Young winning your election. If we are the betumi aye for reconciliation na ya hwe ne aye. Sa suni baina tesu kokko wonenum but obe mene no what tesu fita no. One of the attributes e Ghana forfeit. Na election the obi to me lose for various reasons. Yuri Akufo, the first time I appear on the national ballot, na yemba abemu since Buzia time. Na ye offendi ubia, ye hunye ubia yintia ubia na so no. Onya 39%. But party no eti asese ye dwensogu fa kwa ni twa huru yimpia no monko nanim no. Nipa ye onya 39% na JH Mensa, your former minority leader etin so ani sorry. JH Mensa beka se banchia ye dia kodwa ya nto ye de kwa enye yibiu no. Se nipa na obenya 50% plus. Ana memo wie yokọ ene ne wosisi Ghana programs akese a esum ye nyina untumi mmo a ummo John Ajekum Kufuor de metene so anama sorry. Metro Mass, National Health Insurance, capitation grant, school feeding, bebre. Nipa no nya 39% no. Hwe Mahama. No ye Ghana man penny. Mikaida na yeso in 2013 or 2014. Na me wo game pass. That time na me wo law school. Na me better result. Ti na me hwe TV so wahye ne bata karifita. No tia kunwem. Ghana soldier, Ghana police, Ghana sika bibia hye nsa. Oko abaton onya 44%. Sitting president. Said na koko anyi no beka say they were in a comfortable league. Okay. They are 44%. But onukuru ya abra NDC for decided say no, you just go for akwa ebetwa hro. Yen correct mistakes yen ko anim no. On na wa ba BT yen ya. Obiti yen by 1 point something million. Obi ayen BT by nearly 1 million. On BT yen by 1.7 million. Na Yura Baumia the first time we appear on national ballot. First time to say John Ajekum Kufuor di ni bilo. onya 41.7%. Oh, na kofo bi mo pe kwan di trust 38%. No, but you see, it's propaganda. Na kofo ya, still there are ministers. Yes, there are ministers of state today. Ministers. No, probably I'm going to control Facebook 38%. 38%. And on kofo bi or MPP mo still on cancer assembly. But no, onya 41.7%. First time on the ballot. Into so big catcher say, and this first time on the ballot, ya brand na assume 8 years. But I'm sure the difference between only the Nico for the we only assume 8 years. So because the MPP before who you here, no boy. I was an MPP, ya kasakra. I mean, young kind of cranko food dia te o mufan so homo 8 years. Edi mamu then I mean no problem. Politics in the sanity. I say tefra here and Andania ebutu. There are times where it goes well, times it doesn't go well. Your first 4 years went very well. Second 4 years issues by until you problems. But in the midst of that, Papa no ni appeal and it do 41.7. In the midst of yana ya niyama bebre at constituency levels ni adia ama ye ho aye na Papa nya 41.7%. Enti ye clear in your mind say he's a very appealing character. There was a say correct say mistakes no. Na ye dwen so gu fako. He pia ye wura no. Na Nyankopɔn ni betwa sa 50% no.
I see. If you've just joined the Oppong Nkrumah Honorable Ofuase Mrashebejweni Anafi Oko Mrashebejweni, ranking member Economy and Development Committee. Onodie Nijidi no SCP Ewe Payose Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and as I said the New Patriotic Party delegates Etienne Sena one of the 2 missions as a franca to ni San Komono Ana Yedi Ewa Hanam say. Well, another major issue I'm raising here, how easily or concede defeat. Any insurance at the bre ne party ne titu. Because here is a flag bearer. Ya abatono yenu baby na waba ahombrasim abase o de ekone de meditum say many New Patriotic Party. Your modern bona anya ni so nti times no some of your opponents so maba be din come as abrena as near can some parliamentary candidate results the bass and the NDC nya extra power so umbe disrupt to most of the areas and here can about 20 Oshekra politically he's not matured in terms of some of these decisions that will take here at this point and no enso nkodanche no. Now he's been described by Nana Danko Akufo-Addo as one of his economic gurus. Na basika semon to any economy CDC na uchi free Dr. Bawumia wa entry that. But if you look at the indicators or mind be ausika semino no matijina, well, there's absolutely nothing to write about. So any Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kujina New Patriotic Party or say can before. So far, and I always say this to the NDC, so far, so good in terms of the cedi to the dollar and other factors. How would you and your people sell Dr. Bawumia to Ghanaians? Say, hey, economy nearby, better be boot to Nkrumah, Manaya strong kokra. How? So these two things.
I mean, dealing with the first one about the concession.
Yeah, concession.
You are Justin Frimpong Kodua, General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. We'll answer first part of that question, sir. The decision to concede was not Dr. Bawumia's sole decision. After that discussion, the party was of the view that we should concede. It wasn't his sole decision. But, Mr. Metumia Kachor said, he believed that it was the right thing to do.
No, did he?
Of course, and I'll explain to you. Here, it is only a coward. It's only a coward. Who for and a well lose election. Now we need the courage to stand up before your supporters and say ye kono but anye. And we live to fight another day. Now the patapa anantro ebe katakatu when he say ye wiame and ye wiame and ye wiame. No. Rather nipo ye courageous no. Ono eno betumi agina oman ni nyinara nim aka ne no krese empire co-election no masese data ni nyinara from the here polling stations, thousands of polling stations across the country. Who's the MPP ye coalition system no ye no polling station by polling station. Inti me ye talk about of one say within 30 minutes
Oh, dear.
after air closing. Let me cry. In fact, hour by hour, you need to about every polling station. It takes strength and courage to concede an election. Until on that morning, when Dr. Baumia, any MP pimping for, SSC numbers it would have been irresponsible and a betrayal of trust to pretend to say onim the results and to keep quiet for supporters to get on the streets and possibly get into a clash with the other party, which had also started signaling, and Munina media for results has started but must start to signal. Now, on that Dani supporters no, Mamu Baumia will never do that.
Really?
I'm telling you. No.
That is where they say immaturity in terms of politics.
That is rather where he's formidable. And it shows you, say, if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the president of the Republic of Ghana, he will do right by all manner of persons. Or assess the situation, you know, who say, I had never see a DC etwa. Say 2 minutes crying, sir, I can assure you he will do right by all manner of persons. On that morning, me hear me declaration of fancy we about 5:30, 5:45. Me drive over Akede, Akwetia, gidi, me go straight to ni fear na me say sam atade. And you call into that meeting. I saw a very courageous and formidable leader. Utieti, even including those who were saying said there be MIN consider. I saw a very formidable leader. I have all the data. I hear 1,000 polling stations across the country. Me cry no ni. Ye deep blue polling stations. Turn out need to say na here. We say na here. We have a responsibility to the democracy of this country.
So he thought beyond the need.
So it wasn't about his personal. That is the kind of leader who here. There was another day near our cabinet. A day the e-levy by. Also, no one can say e-levy no. We e-levy ube affected poor people. Now, who affected poor people are the whole digitization agenda no. Ebe banechi. Eda has uncommon by our cabinet. As we makane several times. The principal position na de biya wakasetiano. He raised it that day and spoke cogently to it. In the end, cabinet decided otherwise. Say it was important to go that way, but fine, waka yenteso by this say. And I saw a very formidable forthright leader. I don't know the data no ena juma. In so people catch us say the concession no rather showed immaturity. And Pacho catch ni pakroni say ye here leader eto de dia obe show fidelity to the constitution and fidelity to the democracy of this country. No nkase ni party ni de ono hwehwenti no. Wakana no atum obema anase sakasaka anase ntokwa youth ye bi o my excited obi akotie sikurum say.
So the principle was what?
The principle was to uphold Ghana's democracy. That was number one. The second issue ni say to be truthful to the facts as you have it. Odem said 2016 your co-election abesinne. Ira John Dramani Mahama never considered that election. Watch all the videos. In fact, the congratulation I was say Odeman Anado Danko Akufo-Addo. He never did. To the extent say in the early parts, there was an occasion Nanado met him somewhere and we hear on camaraderie na nenye. 2016. It takes courage to concede. And that is the kind of quality you. Any leader obesha da kata neni no de bufo ni patapa he. Ma menka bi binche ye ma memo ayetie. Ye ma memo wodwom ni ade etie. Unu ukun wo ho. Sebi wedin se nhunu bi. Watwe na adwen agina so say Mira. We ni de. Wanye ni ye. What kind of man do you want? Do you want the man who says that ekuya we de no kwanya me anim ni. Manye ni ye. Me crown them fache me. Do you want the man who has courage to admit? And I said, do you want the man or the patapa she says to say BBNC and Kekoniade? I can bet my bottom dollar say mammy with him in a catch say me pebe ma to me j nimfum so etum. That is the kind of quality you have in Mahmoud Bawumia. In this we be catcher say the concession here maturity and pacho bogu. Now on the economy, medical catcher say Ebano ne position on matters he's not shy to express it even when he disagrees with anybody. Now so wohwe Ghana mra na wohwe practice na oman ni tumi nyinara ye de hye nipa ba ko nsa ye frɛ no President of the Republic of Ghana. Ye nyina ye kan ho as ministers, even including the vice president no. Ye advisors. Nti cabinet na nkasa ye kon, what kind of constitution? Cabinet advisory body. Nti to me call cabinet ye kan ebe so sa near the ama president. There were times I call cabinet ye kan say we thought a decision was say. Next morning president Beka say my dream was me feel say na was say the call. Oh no na also I know na Oka Obi. Who's left Mumana? So no cry na kofuna na wasai. Or no na wako jina me yato no swaba. So the buck stops with him. Yura Baumia, yes, chairman of the economic management team. I was in cabinet many occasions where they brought memos, advocated for several things. Ebi wa cabinet eji tumu e support your advocacy ni to president enim. Ebi wa president eji tumu ma ede. Ebi wa ya nyantu. Na say me say me de niam ko cabinet anjantu. Ira Baumia, as chairman of the economic management team, that was his role. Or the Nema Udiomani Momu, a lot of proposals the back cabinet. About 33 of them Yejitumu, and Yehuseni Aswaba, including the Ayeke gold purchase program, a lot of these digitization initiatives near there. But Obebe Kacho said he was the one fully in charge of running the whole economy. Ubia himself asemno enyenokre. Na ye omo ompeso omkase because in the second half of year Akufo-Addo tenure no, the economy had major challenges. Inti emfa suboni na mo yira ba omo na omo no ma yira omo ekasa asemno enyenokre.
Well, enchebia medairo Oppong Nkrumah na fi ono so etime akotwa no jubede so